Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, and we'd like to call the meeting of the Rutherford County Benefits and Insurance Committee to order. And I will welcome into our group Mr. Ricky Marlin, who is our newest member to serve with us, so welcome aboard, and we appreciate your willingness to serve. Okay, you have a copy of the minutes of the last meeting before you, and you have reviewed these, I'm sure, so do we have a motion to approve the minutes? Mary, and a second from Ms. Boney. Okay, anyone have any corrections or additions? If not, all of you in favor of that, then please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Mrs. Stinson will give us a report on the financial condition.
Okay, if you'll begin with Fund 264. For the month of August, for our self-funded claims experience, we were at a $796.68 per employee per month, compared to prior year same time of $960, for a year-to-date average of $840, compared to prior year-to-date of $939. When we include our on-site medical, we go to $839.38 per employee per month, compared to prior year of $989, for a year-to-date average of $883, compared to prior year of $972.47, for a 9.2% reduction. So we are off to a good start this fiscal year. Moving on to Fund 266. Year-to-date, we're at 38% of prior year at $74,990, compared to prior year of $195,123. I am happy to report that we only have 16 open workers' comp claims as part of our work fund liabilities, and that's the lowest number I've seen for open workers' comp claims since starting in 2010. So that's good that we are at that number.
Okay, that's her report, an outstanding report. We just hope you can continue that level of cost every month going forward. Did anyone have any questions or comments about this? Just 2 months, but the first 2 months are really, really good. Okay. Now, we just have a report on that. We don't have to approve that. So next we're going to call on Mr. Dan Good to give us an update on the workers' comp and OJI statistics.
Good afternoon. In front of you, you'll have the report. You'll notice that in the month of August, we had a total of 18 injuries requiring medical attention, and the breakdown of those injuries are listed there before you. Brings the total for the year-to-date to 114. Of that 114, 81 of those were recordable under OSHA. 53 of those 81 had restricted days, 13 were lost claim days, and 15 were all others. On the next page, you'll kind of see how it compares this year to the 2 previous years. Just to kind of help you along, in 2011 at this time, we had 163 injuries. In 2012, we have 122 injuries. And as I've reported already, this year we're at 114. So that's where the trend is headed at this time. The 18 injuries that were reported in the month of August, the total incurred dollars were $23,565. Of those injuries, 12 of them were with the Board of Education, and the total incurred dollars there were $15,915. The remaining injuries, the other 6, were with the Rutherford County General, and the incurred dollars there were $7,650. And then on the next page, you'll see where those 6 injuries occurred within the County General, the departments. Lastly, on your report, reporting the total dollars incurred, you'll see that where that is listed here. And for year-to-date, this year we have $223,000 total dollars incurred. Again, just like to caution everybody, when you think about the incurred dollars for open claims, those are very volatile. They'll go up real quickly and drop real quick depending on medical treatment and whether a claim is closed or still open. Are there any questions?
Anyone have any questions of Mr. Good? So again, we have a good trend going. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Thank
Well, that's
you.
a good report. Thank you for your good work there. Okay. Well, we're going good. So, Kelly, you must have a good report. Everyone else has one. Call on Ms. Perrion to tell us about wellness.
I'd like to give you the wellness report for August. Wellness on Wheels had an open house through the Take Care Clinic at Stewart's Creek. We went to elementary, the middle school, and the high school on August 9th, and we touched about 150 people on staff. Whether we communicated with them one-on-one, left some info on their desks, and put stuff in their mailboxes so they know the services that are available through the MedPoint Clinic. We had 2 cooking classes in August with 36 people that attended. One was at the health department and one was at the farmer's market. And Lori and I attended the National Business Journal's Healthiest Employer Luncheon at Vanderbilt on the 22nd. Smart Steps was recognized as one of the top healthiest employers in the area. And if you're interested, I've printed the article off on the back of the wellness report so you can see what group that we're in, the 500 plus employees. So we are in the category with Vanderbilt and TriStar and Nissan, so we're really proud of being in that group. The MedPoint Wellness Coaching for August had a total of 17 people with 24 coaching visits. And our current and upcoming activities, right now we are doing our exercise program for September walking, and it is ongoing until October 4th. And the life services webinar for August is for October is getting your affairs in order. And on October 11th is the health fair, and we will have many screenings there, like 12 to 15 free screenings. And we hope that you guys come out to Lane Agri Park from 3 to 7.
Elaborate on what type of screenings they'll be able to get at the health fair?
At the health fair, we will have angio screenings, the mobile mammography will be there, the biometric screenings through MedPoint, as well as free flu shots for employees, spouses, and their dependents over 3. We'll have some allergy testing, vision screening, and various screenings that we have posted on our website, wellness website, and are putting out on flyers weekly.
Okay, we want to re-emphasize that again. You've got all those screenings, including the biometric screenings that are available on site from 3 to 7, October the 11th, Lane Agri Park. Okay, continue on, please.
We do have a lot of MedPoint staff that will be at that event, so we don't expect to have any waiting or any backup, and it is not necessary to fast. We know that that is in the afternoon, and they do have tests capable to do the measuring without fasting there. So just encourage you to come out, get your biometric screening, as well as your free flu shot, and we hope to see you there. Anybody have any questions? Thank you.
And
oh, yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about how did they determine that we belonged in this group of 10 or 12 people with the healthiest employers? What kind of information did you have to submit to substantiate that?
I filled out an application, and it was a few pages long just to talk about what programs that we have available and what things that we are doing in the county to promote wellness. So the CPR training that we offer, the healthy cooking classes, the biometrics screening at MedPoint, these things were included in our application to be considered.
Any other questions for her? All right, thank you. Good report. Okay, Mrs. Stinson, are you handling the EAP RFP?
Yes,
request for proposal.
Yes, sir. Our current arrangement for EAP services will expire at the end of May in 2014. And I need approval from the committee to release a bid timely so that we can obtain bid quotes for EAP services for Rutherford County employees. So I'm looking for approval from the committee to release an EAP bid.
Okay, and that, our current arrangement expires, did you say, in May?
In May, yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so she's just asking for you to give her permission, which we must do, I think, or else we will not have a EAP program officially in place, to put it back out again for request for proposals to, again, review and select a group that will do this for us. So do we have a motion to that effect?
Motion to approve.
All right, Mrs. Hickerson, do we have a second? All right, Mr. Hall. All right, now any questions? Now, Mrs. Stinson, you will release that RFP and basically a request for bids, you might say, a proposal. So that'll come through the purchasing committee at some point in the next future. Mrs. Barnes?
Tell us, or you may not have that data with you, but about the usage of the EAP for our employees, what kind of trends do we see there?
Get about 13 to 14% usage. While that seems low, the national average runs around 2 to 3%. So we really have a high usage rate, and our current EAP does a lot of things that other EAP providers don't do. There's a lot of telephonic counseling as well as the in-person, and some of you may not remember or may not even been here during that time, but our EAP now opened a local office to be convenient to our employees so that they're not having to look for a provider in the Nashville area or having to go somewhere else. And they also have kits, which I know I was really excited about when we first started that, but it offers some tools if people are going through some life crisis, whether they're grief kits or they're going through a divorce or if they've got a child going off to college. So they've been a very useful tool as far as from the HR perspective, and I do think our utilization is pretty significant compared to what other organizations see.
Have additional services which are concierge type services. So as an example, it's called a work-life solution, and if you are a caregiver of an elderly parent, as an example, and you need adult daycare, they can assist you with finding those resources locally, help you put those type of things in place. If you need pet services while you're on vacation even, they can help you locate someone that can do that. So they really help to take off the plate of our employees while they're working during the day, things that they can't do because they don't have access to personal calls and things of that nature.
Okay, then we have a motion and a second to allow her to release this RFP, and I'm sure she'd be happy. If you have some ideas about some things that she should include there that would make the program even better, I'm sure she would be open to listening to your suggestions. If there are no other questions or discussion, all of you in favor of that, then please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you. Now, Ms. Stinson, I believe you say there may be a couple of items under other business here.
Well, I was going to elaborate on the wellness fair, but you and Ms. Perrin did a good job on that. So we just are strongly encouraging employees to attend the wellness fair, particularly for the biometrics and the flu shot. And of those who attend, we usually give out a couple of hundred flu shots at the wellness fair. So, you know, we'll have over 300 people in attendance or more. We do expedite the process. Whenever MedPoint staff comes in, the shot's already drawn, so we get people in and out as quickly as possible. But we hear great feedback from those who take advantage of the screenings. And we have been requested by some of the Board of Education population informally. They would comment to us, please do this during a time that I don't have to work. So we are trying during fall break this year. We are a little nervous. We think we're either going to hear crickets or we're going to be working really hard, but we're not convinced there's going to be anything in between, but we'll see. So please get the word out that it is a good opportunity to come in, get some free screenings, early, prevention type services at the health fair. The other thing that we wanted to remind is open enrollment. Packets will be mailed out on October the 7th. to arrive in employees' homes. Open enrollment starts October the 21st. All open enrollment informational meetings will be held at county high schools this year. There will be 2 held at each schools, including Saturday meetings to try to accommodate employees. It will be informal, and the reason it's informal without a formal PowerPoint type presentation is because there is a DVD included in the open enrollment packets this year. So employees can use the DVD at their convenience to get all the information about what their options are for open enrollment. But we often have people who come that just want to sit down with someone, and that will be the informal meeting type that we have this year, where employees can come, they can speak with a representative to help better understand for their individual circumstances what the offerings are so that they can begin the decision-making process. In addition, I was going to speak about the meeting changes. Have you sent out the notice on those yet? Okay, Ms. Anderson will be sending out meeting change notices. November the 21st will be our November meeting. We had to move some dates because of holidays. And December the 19th will be our December meeting. Now, unlike today, future meetings probably won't be this short. We are going to begin discussions about the retirees, the premium structure, not what the premiums are, but how are we going to determine calculations. That is something left over from premium discussions last year, so we will have to begin those discussions at the end of this year to prepare us for actual premium finalization at the beginning of 2014 for the upcoming 2015 year. So if I haven't lost you, we had the 1-year accommodation on the pre-65s. We said we would circle back around and talk about what is our long-term strategy there. We will begin those discussions soon. So I expect that we'll have some meetings that are a little bit longer in time than what we have become accustomed to, such as this one. The last comment was, I know Ms. Barnes and myself talked earlier, we are getting calls about a letter that was mailed out to anyone still active on our payroll. And that letter was part of the health care reform. It was mandated that the letter was mailed prior to October the 1st. I know mine arrived at home this week. And basically what the letter is it talks about eligibility for Rutherford County's insurance plan. It doesn't change the eligibility requirements. If an employee isn't eligible today because of a part-time status, this letter doesn't change that. But what the letter does is it provides them the information that they will need to complete an application for the healthcare exchange once it becomes available in the state of Tennessee. So we were mandated to send this letter by October the 1st. It is causing some confusion for people because we're getting a lot of calls in our office, and we're providing that explanation to them. So if an employee asks you, what about the letter I received from risk management this week, that's what it is. If they aren't eligible for county insurance and they have an interest in the healthcare exchange when it becomes available, they need to hold on to that letter because there is pertinent information in there that they will need to complete the application process.
Okay, questions on that? I got my letter as well. Mrs. Barnes.
Alyssa, are you going to post that letter, or is it already posted on your site so that we can send?
No, I said that's a good idea to direct them to them.
I have not, but we can post it out there.
That might be helpful so that we can all, if we have questions, we'll not only give them the phone number at your office, but direct them to the website so they can find that information. Okay.
Then all the open enrollment materials will also be posted on our website as well in case someone misplaces their packet.
Okay, is that all the other business you have, Ms. Stinson? Does anybody else have any business that I'd like to bring up? Mr. Marlin?
And I'm obviously new, but on the health fair, and family members, can they come to the health fair and get the flu shot?
As long as they participate on the Rutherford County Medical Plan and they are ages 3 and up, they can come get their flu shot. We do get a lot of spouses and dependents that come and attend the fair as well.
Okay, anyone else have any business they'd like to just bring up? If you don't, then, and I'm sure you've enjoyed this brief meeting, quite different from some that we've had. But anyway, thank you very much for your participation. We are adjourned.